right. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, back with another league match. And this is not the deck that I thought I queued up with. Interesting. I have not played a single game with this deck, but we'll give it a shot here. We've got the turn 2 Sammy. That's always good. Turn 5 Forge. Oh, or we could go... I mean, you gotta play Sam above Surge, right? Like, it's really big if we hit exactly Galacta next turn. Or, I suppose, Makari. Though this is after you play it. It must just mean once the card comes into play. I think that if Makari cheats herself out, you still get the Surge discount. Sure. We may also want to play Captain Carter here, so this is a little bit tricky, but I am thinking that I'll go for Sam here. Ooh, Null off the Copycat. That's some good info, too. Their Null could be a little bit cheaper. Killmonger on the final turn could be nice. Without drawing either Brood or Captain Carter, I do think that Sam moving the shield here on turn 6 is a pretty reasonable play. We'll go for Copycat now. Or, I'm sorry, we'll go for Sam now because we can Copycat it. We can play Copycat plus Forge next turn. I'm a little frazzled. I just started recording here Electro for my opponent, so this is a Galactus deck. Saving the Copycat just to be able to win a Galactus fight is probably more important than surging. My opponent can play Galactus this turn. I actually cannot stop that. So, that might just be our world now. I mean, I think we, like, start her up. Yeah, I can't see a huge reason not to do this, really. If we draw exactly Galacta next turn, it's a little bit awkward, but I'm just hoping that Copycat can get us there. What do we have here? Could be probably not a Hobgoblin. Oh! Oh, goodness. I should have saved the Killmonger. Wow. Was not expecting that one. Galacta here. Was just really not expecting that. Does seem like they are going to take Nidavellir. Almost want to bait them into a Shang-Chi in some capacity. I guess I'll play Red Guardian and Forge to battle for Nidavellir a little bit. Oh, okay. Null is back in the game. This has been a wild one. I do have to worry about Galactus again for the final turn, but with priority, I don't think it'll be an issue. I think we'll be able to win both Eternity Range and Titan with Null plus Negasonic here. They could double up on a location. So I think I'm just going to hope that this is good enough. This is 9 points plus a Negasonic activation. This is Copycat. I do kind of want to Copycat here, but then what if they just Galactus me and I lose because of it? I'm going to snap because I think that this Copycat could get my opponent in for some more cubes than they actually should be. And I think I still feel confident about this outcome. The fact that we are dodging in Nidavellir while snapping like kind of makes it look like we're playing for it. And I think this Null is just going to be too big for my opponent. Let's find out. Maybe they also drew the Null and they're able to play something else alongside it. Just an Alioth and an X-23. Not gonna do it, unfortunately, for my opponent. So we'll take him for 8 cubes there with a nice little Copycat surprise. I got surprised with this deck. not knowing what exactly was going on. Surge did not really help me play the copycat, but yeah, copycat, surprise. Definitely got him there. Yeah, GG's, brother. Unfortunately, that is going to make my opponent throw in the towel, and that's it. I do have one more league match to play, and while I wasn't expecting to play Silver Surger, I will try it again because it won me the last game, and maybe we can edit all of this into one video with that. Cool, cool. Turn 2 Surge or Sam yet again. So I didn't really talk about this. Maybe I did talk about this in the last game, but you have the ability to play Sam on turn 3 and you still get 2 shield moves into it in this deck. And it doesn't disrupt anything else. But you do still have to play it on turn 3, though I suppose if you are following up turn 3 with like a Galacta from Surge and you're just happy to do that, that's also probably pretty good. I do think this is strong that we've already won Sanctum Sanctorum. That makes it easy to get priority, which could mean Negasonic is really good on the final turn too. I think we're going to snap and Surge it up. Captain Carter plus Brood could be crazy power in one location. If we hit the Galacta, we are crushing it. This could imply, like, a high Evo deck, potentially. Not sure what to think. What do we get here? Oh, Killmonger's also great against them. Wow, I'm in two hard to access locations. That's pretty good, though once Westview fills up, my opponent will be able to easily get into Sanctorum, so that's kind of a bummer. I think we Red Guardian the Sunspot. Oh, we can also get Broods into Spider Island quite easily, so that's fun. I mean, I like the idea of curving out with my Surge card, too. The other option would be Red Guardian plus Cap next turn, but that might not be... Sunspot might not be Red Guardianable. So I think we'll go for this. Just hit another Surge card here. They are looking at an on-reveal effect, potentially, into Spider Island. Or they're just trying to get into Sanctum Sanctorum with as many shots as possible. This definitely implies She-Hulk. Sewer System, and what did we steal from them? Magic. Okay, well that's a good card to steal because I think I'd like it to not be a factor in this game. Captain Carter is a little bit wonky in Sewer System. I'm thinking we could Brood to fill up Sewer System, and then next turn we've got Captain Carter plus Sam. That'll fill up Sanctorum. I do kind of like the idea of Brood into Spider Island, though, still. And I do have to consider that maybe Magic actually is fine, but I think I don't want my opponent to have any additional turns here. I'm just going to play the Spiders here. I think this is the safest play. I call them the Spiders. They're kind of spiders, little broodlings. Why not? Ooh, and they Makari. So I successfully battled for Spider Island in a nice way. So now I can forge Captain Carter, so she at least has a little bit more power going for her name. And I think that that's probably reasonable. Final turn is Copycat plus Sam. So it's probably Negasonic plus... like Silver Surfer or Killmonger, if possible. Negasonic into Spider Island will not work, so I really need to be able to Negasonic into Sewer System. My opponent's somewhat likely to pass here if they have a pair of She-Hulks. They only had one Makari. Nope, they're playing something here. So they might wind up filling up the Sewer System here, and then my Negasonic's just a dead card. That is very possible. There's one She. And a second She. Okay, I guess my... Oh, they didn't play anything on turn... I'm confused. Oh, they Psylocked out the Moon Girl. That's what happened. Okay. All right. So... I think the play is potentially just... Well, I think we just win the sewer system, actually, right? The goal is to win Spider Island sewer system. And I think we just do so. I think this is just totally fine. They would have to change this location, which seems pretty tough to do. Or... Could be like Hazmat, Luke Cage. They could just have a bunch of 1-cost cards. They've got 6 cards in hand. They could potentially just take over Spider Island. If they're staying in it, chances are they probably do have a way to just drop... Oh, but you can't play... Even if the best my opponent can do is play 3 cards, all of them would move into Sanctum Sanctorum. So they would need to play something like White Tiger, or... Honestly, I can't put them on anything, so I'm going to play it out here, and it's Cannonball to knock a Broodling into Sanctorum, so we tie in Spider Island, and it's going to come down to differential. And I don't know that I have it. But I do. Wow, by 1 point. Crazy game. I win by 9, lose by 8. That was super tight. Cannonball was not something on my radar. Whew, okay, just making the best play. Sometimes just gets it done, though. That was a nail-biter for sure. For sure. We did not reveal Killmonger. They're going to know about Silver Surfer, and Makari will reveal itself. One thing that I don't often, super actively think about, but it is really interesting in Marvel Snap, especially, well, really only in Conquest mode, is to... I want to snap to Sinister London, but I guess it's a good location for my opponent's deck as well. Okay, that's not a card that we have to worry about at all, but it's thinking about, which cards you haven't shown to your opponent, and that can be quite interesting. So... some other interesting things going on. We can forge into Captain Carter. That might be better than any of these other options. Another thing that's looking pretty good is Galacta, and then start making huge things in Sinister London. I mean, I want to Surge, I want to Sam, but unless I do that here, I think this is actually potentially the play right now. I could have even seen a crazy world where the real play was forge a bunch right here, but I think that's a little bit too much overkill. And this play still seems plenty good. My opponent's going to have a bunch of energy this turn, and we have the Killmonger. That is a beautiful card because... we're kind of low on tech here. We've got the Red Guardian, we've got the Negasonic. Those are nice, but I'm just trying to think of what ways my opponent can interact with me. Ooh, a turn 3 Sarah. That is a big one for sure. The idea of a Cannonball is a little bit spooky. Did we find it? No. They also have access to Shadow King. So that's something to be a little bit afeared of. I think that we could double Galacta into the bar right now. And then that could set us up for just copycat over in Starbrand Crater, which seems unexciting, but gets us the additional energy for the final turn. Though what does that additional energy allow us to do if the plan is just Silver Surfer and Negasonic? We'll also have to decide if we do want to battle for priority going into the final turn. If we just draw Makari, we awkwardly will wind up playing Makari into Starbrand Crater next turn, so that way it doesn't land in Sinister London. Can't decide yet if I want priority or don't want priority, but right now, I don't have it, and my opponent has probably lost Starbrand Crater. We can Shadow King here. I don't think that that makes a huge difference. I also don't think that Surging really does anything. Just thinking about this Cannonball, my opponent is... They could Cannonball my Galactus around this turn. That could be awkward, because they would Cannonball both Galactus out of this location. But then we could Silver Surfer into Bar Sinister on the final turn, which would potentially be even better. Oh, they're probably just playing nothing here. That's fine. Even without priority, we have to think about the impacts of my opponent's Cannonball here. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything for me. The play is just 100% this. If they Cannonball out a Captain Carter and a Galacta, honestly, I feel like this is still reasonable. Is it reasonable enough that we snap? Oh, and Galacta could wind up in Sinister London. That would actually be a little bit awkward, but we'd only get screwed out of one trigger. I don't know. I feel like playing double Silver Surfer. We don't have to stress about this too much. I feel like it's going to work out. We'll see what happens. My opponent's potential plays here are like double Cannonball, but double Cannonball with priority, yeah, really not super scary. So, could be like She-Hulk plus Cannonball into Bar Sinister. Yeah, Cannonball first, of course. And that just knocks both of the Galactas into Starbrand Crater, which is something I was already totally ready for. I think we still totally win this game, not only because we knock out the sunspots here with this Killmonger. Maybe I should have made my opponent pay more cubes to see this Killmonger, but this is going to be a pretty decisive victory here. Once these Silver Surfers roll in, that'll make Starbrand Crater a tie, actually, but we'll easily win those other two locations up. 10 cubes to 4 now. Yeah, probably should have snapped just to make my opponent see the additional, the Killmonger there, make him pay to see it. So now they've seen every card in my deck except Makari. They have not seen Makari. Not a huge deal. I did say Makari is just a card that we can't stop them from seeing. We stopped them. We drew it on the final turn and filled all of our locations there. Well, now they'll get to learn about Makari. Brood into Nidavellir is good. Captain Carter into Nidavellir is good as well. We won't Brood, obviously, if Makari lands in Nidavellir. Unless we draw Sammy on turn 2. It's possible. Makari brothers. Or sisters. Ooh, Bar Sinister Silver Surfer. Always a nice plan. What did we get here? Havoc. Havoc. That's going to be a final play of the game, I believe. So Brood here next turn, unless we draw Captain Carter, then I'm not sure, but possibly still Brood here next turn. Oh, interesting. Oh, Killmonger's beautiful too. Killmonger's probably snappable. Interesting. Don't know exactly how this is going to play out with priority. Oh, right, the magic. We saw this one. We knew about this one, and honestly, I don't hate it. This gives me the opportunity to play a turn 6 Havoc Cat. with turn 7 Killmonger plus Silver Surfer. Which means the ideal play on turn 6 is going to be that Negasonic plus Havoc Cat. I do still want to leave space for Captain Carter, so I suppose I'm surging. We could also Killmonger to clear out these Raptors with a little bit more haste, but I think we are just surging here. There's a few good draws. Galacta would be a little bit awkward, but everything else would be playable next turn. All right, we drew the red G. So I think we just red G here. I think it might just be time to Killmonger. This is good enough value for me, blowing up a Sunspot. My opponent already knows about the Killmonger, a 7-turn game. They should realize that we are going to draw Killmonger before the end of it. This gives me another potential place to hit a Captain Carter next turn. So, yeah, I like it for all of those reasons. Prio now means that the final turn my plan is Negasonic plus Silver Surfer. And Galacta or Captain Carter are both insane draws. Forge, Sam Wilson can be respectable though too. So now I'm pricing myself into Negasonic plus Silver Surfer next turn, but I think that that's quite good. I think my opponent quite likely to toss priority to me. Negasonic and Nidavellir can probably just be enough to win it. Why do you hate Red Guardian? Red Guardian didn't do anything to you. Were you going to Odin Magic? We're still playing a 7-turn game. Maybe they're just mad that I got this sweet Dan Hip artwork. That's got to be what it is. All right, yeah, Silver Surfer, Negasonic's got to be the play. They are gearing up for a Nidavellir win. Not going to let them have it, though. Cannonball is interesting. Do have to worry about Cannonball slightly. Yeah, and here's another interesting aspect to all of this. Is Galacta. I don't think I worry about that, though. I think I just do this. I don't know. This seems like a reasonable amount of points in every location. Negasonic, Silver Surfer got to be the best play. Havoc's going to grow a little bit more. I mean, I'm assuming this could eat a Cannonball. My opponent cannot play a pair of Cannonballs. Those cost 4 each still. And they still only have 7 energy. So what could they be playing? Their She-Hulks this turn cost 4, right? No. 3. So they could play 2 She-Hulks and a... not Psylocke. I don't know. Looks like potentially 2 She-Hulks over in Nidavellir. Probably She-Hulk plus one other thing. And then another She-Hulk in Limbo will not be enough to take it there either. So what else could they have? All right, Cannonball in Limbo. That is going to give me a rock, but still a win in Limbo. We take out one of the She-Hulks, and their final play is not going to be enough to take it, with a Shadow King not overpowering my Broodlings. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully this was a nice little look at Surge, a brand new card into the game. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.